Before a geomancer inspects someone else's ancestral grave, always tastes a bit of the surrounding soil first. If it tastes normal, then he gives the signal for his team to open the coffin. But that day, Jack ran into something unusual. Right after he tasted the soil, his expression turned serious. He noticed the gravestone was completely bare, not even a name was carved on it. He walked up for a closer look and saw a string of numbers in the lower right corner starting with 3 and 8. Jack instantly became alert. He stood in front of the grave, scanning the terrain. The more he looked, the more uneasy he felt. He asked the client, who picked this burial site for his grandfather. The client said his grandpa was a World War II hero, and a monk had chosen this blessed spot for him. Because grave robbers were rampant back then, the monk suggested a discreet burial, so they didn't put a name on the gravestone. Though the explanation made sense, Jack thought it over carefully and decided to walk away from the job. That freaked out his teammates, because the client was offering a reward that could make them rich for life, so they demanded an explanation. After calming himself down, Jack told them the reason. He said that in over 30 years of doing this job, he had never seen a place with such heavy yin energy. Even on the way up the mountain, he sensed something was off. The whole mountain was fenced off and marked as private property. The area around the peak gave off an intense, eerie vibe. Then he saw a fox near the grave. Because foxes like to dig, they often damage burial sites. That's why it's a major taboo to bury someone where foxes roam. And given the layout of the land, this spot looked more like a place used to raise spirits. It was totally unfit for a burial. If they forced the inspection, someone could end up dead. Even though the danger was real, his teammates still didn't want to give up this money-making chance. So they went back to the client's home to figure things out. That's when they learned the client's hidden troubles. Ever since his grandfather was buried, weird things had been happening in the family. His dad suddenly became paralyzed and ended up in a wheelchair. Then his older brother developed a mental illness and passed away. His wife had 2 unexplained miscarriages. They finally had a son, but the baby wouldn't stop crying since birth, and no doctor could figure out why. So the client asked someone to find Anna. She can communicate with spirits. She looked into the baby's eyes and instantly sensed something was wrong with the ancestral grave. She believed the grandfather's soul was in torment, and that's why misfortune was falling on his descendants. But since she didn't know anything about geomancy, she turned to Jack for help.